Howdy folks, my name is Dave Massey. I'm here to tell you something that you've never probably ever heard. So pay heed. This is called the empowerment plan. Everybody gets something. It's raw, pure capitalism versus free stuff, socialism. I'll tell you exactly what I mean by the capitalism. What this is a plan to take students of any age group, minorities, women, anybody, and team them up with teachers who I will loosely say are business people, corporate people, former teachers, current businessmen, former businessmen, software sellers, hardware sellers. All of these people are going to try and constantly be looking for you, the student, because you, the student, and these business people will get together. Why? For money. Money for stuff. Competition. This is capitalism. So, I'll try and explain this to you as simple as I can at first, and we'll get into some detail later. So I'm just going to read from a couple of emails I sent out to somebody, and I'm going to go from there. What we're happening here is this policy is going to be an attempt by an outsider. I would have had Ben Carson. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go for Trump. He's an outsider, and he can attempt groundbreaking total capitalism versus free stuff. What we have here is zero taxed websites and apps that team up these business people, teachers, former teachers, and corporations. All of these people are going to get either charitable deductions, personal tax deductions, or in the corporate entity people, they're going to try and go for an across-the-board reduction from that 15% Trump tax, which is Art Laffer trickle-down economics. But lo and behold, people, this is 2017. Well, we've been crying for some specifics out of both of these candidates, and we're not getting it. I'm giving the specifics right here, right now. So, what happens here is that all these apps are going to have options for a straight-out money payment and skip the government altogether. No freebies from the government. No tax lowering. These things are going to be done just because sometimes a student feels that a particular teacher or a particular professional is going to be able to help him, and he'll take that fear factor of, hey, I'm a new student, I could be a threat, out of the situation and out of the scenario completely by just coming up with dollars and cents. And the teacher, the hardware people, the software people just say, hey, I'm going to take this amount of money for that. And on the site, there'll be a record of your performance and the teacher's performance that on a 1 to 10 basis, everybody will get a meter of what they did and where they did it. So people in your area code, in your area, the worst areas in the United States even, there's going to be a cell. All of these people, these establishment types, business types, overall business plan, specific business plan people, there's a ton of people that are just going to want to take and find anybody, that's you, that can just hang in there. Just hang in there to accomplish a license, endorsement, college credit, business plan, learning a specific type of software to use on a specific type of hardware. Hardware people themselves may come down and say, hey, this guy or this person is going to be an eventual customer. I'm going to come down directly and give them the inside lowdown on how to take and use these hardware and software systems. So you got a lot of people wanting to help you, and it's all for simple money talks and bullshit walks, folks. This is what this is. I promised I wouldn't swear, but that's a pretty good little colloquialism, money talks and BS walks. So Everybody's trying to get together. Everybody's trying to help each other. And I will tell you specifically what the students are going to get out of this and what's required of a student. And I'll tell you specifically what these websites and apps do and what's expected of them and where money's coming from to make all of this happen. So, let's give you a little specific example here. If you're looking for GED or an SAT, if you've been watching TV, there's people that are going to give those away to you damn near for free. Those kind of apps are going to pop up on these websites. Up in the upper right hand corner, you'll be able to click on with your mouse traditional, which would be normal colleges, normal website and apps that are specifically designed to help you for one specific purpose. And then the other side of the coin with this spot up there that you can click on with your mouse is going to be in a totally alternative, targeted, maybe a speedier way, a more hands-on way to learn at your own rate with some personal guidance to get what you want, like a specific license. I'll give you an example here. Say a woman, she's got 3 kids. She's racked up with a lot of bills and she's got 1 spare room. Now, for that woman, it would be possible, once you can get over all the little small petty stuff in life that holds us all down, mortgage, your rent, paying the electricity bills, all of that, if you can get past that, network with your friends or network with the rest of your family, that woman can get maybe free art courses, tutored right into her home. And along with that, she can get some people that are good with software, Photoshop, Adobe Suite, and she can learn to begin to use that. And then, here we go. There's one piece of gear, a piece of hardware. It's about 33 inches by 20 inches, and it's a 20-pound piece of gear. It's called a Wacom Cintiq, C-I-N-T-I-Q, 27-inch QHD, touch or non-touch. What this is digital art. You got 248 different settings with your pen. People use it for video editing, animation, game development, product development. Engineers use them to take and first formulate sketches and ideas about whatever it is that they're going to produce. And there's literally hundreds of different careers you can pull out of that one piece of machinery. And some or all of this can come from women's empowerment groups, 501c. 501c's are already, a lot of them, contributing free computers to people who need them. They're in a lower income bracket, they need the computer, they need to get hooked up, because in this world, if you're not hooked up, you're going to be left behind. That's just the way it is. So that's the woman's, very overall view of something they can do out of their home and crank in 60 grand a year or higher, depending on what it is you're doing and how far you want to get into it. Now let's say there's going to be, from the aspect of the website people and the businesses that are going to want to try and teach you anything. Their object is to make money. So they want you to be a guy that'll stick to it and get whatever it is that you want to have done accomplished. So the first thing that any of these teachers or business people or whatever are going to try and determine about you is not the color of your skin, more so where you come from. There's an inherent fear in business, and this is something they never tell you when you go to interview for a job, but it's true that the very first thing they think of is this guy or this woman going to be liability prone, or is her neighborhood full of people that only thing they know is sue, sue, sue. All of these teachers, all these people that are going to help you on a hands-on basis, their reputation is on the line every time they do help you. So, you know, one license and another license, another endorsement or college credit and something else, and 3 teachers down the line, you walk into a mall and start blowing everybody to kingdom come. All of those teachers are disgraced and their reputations are ruined. So you have to present yourself as a clear thinking, articulate person who wants to learn. Wipe the little chips off of your shoulders. If you're going into a real employer, and any of these people that are helping you with any of these software, hardware, or whatever little business plans you've got, they could be your potential employer. They want to know if they're going to pump money into you, can you espouse an idea to your workforce without street slang, slurs, or just a lot of gobbledygook garbage that nobody can understand. Now, we're not saying that some guy from India or Pakistan that just got, you've heard them on, helplines from any of your service providers, your internet service providers. These guys come on there and you can't understand them. Well, yeah, I know, that's tough. There's got to be some exceptions to anything. And Silicon Valley is full of these Pakistani Indian guys because they're smart. And somebody wants to take and figure out what syllables they missed and put it together in a sentence so they can understand what they're saying because they are smart. So there's exceptions to all of this. But your first step is that if you're a student, you should be able to take and express yourself, tell people what your ideas and your goals are, and it's going to be on these websites and apps. It will be in video form. You're going to give a video. So where are all these websites and apps going to come up with money? Well, I said up in the right-hand corner, you got alternative. You can click on that, which is normal colleges, normal apps, online colleges, or you can click on alternative, which is faster, more guided ways of popping in an education and getting a career. The usual colleges and online places and typical apps that cover one aspect, those are all going to be able to advertise on these websites. So the fact that these websites are zero tax, that's their perfect incentive to have you a new video every time you have gained some little wisdom, some little license or something. Say a guy he's either a recent retiree or he's been put out of business by a major corporation. And that guy wants to advance himself, but he's smart enough to know that his skill set isn't going to put him in the door. So there is what is known as SolidWorks. It's a 3D design program. A fellow could learn that, and he could learn it from a teaching tutorial. Solid Professor. They're out of a place in California. Very good. I've used them myself. $800 for an enterprise version. That means you can take your family unit and put 4 or 5 of them and they can learn the same thing too. You can learn how to use SolidWorks. You can get what is known as a CSWP. That's a Certified SolidWorks Professional License. Costs $99 and just proves to SolidWorks that you know how to use SolidWorks and take together giant drawings, access them from drop-downs and arrange them and inventory them, take them apart, put them back together again, make changes, and that's what this license is. Now, if a person's going to get a CSWP for $99 and have a professional come down and help guide them through this, that student, almost instantaneously, anywhere on a resume that he comes into another company that's in manufacturing, higher manufacturing especially, it's going to be an invitation right in the door. They're going to read college, college, college. You might only put 1 hour in at that college. I'd say attended Michigan State. Boom. I was only there 1 hour class. Henry Ford. Boom. I was only there for a 1 hour class. But I listened. They get through these little college things and then they say, CSWP. They call up SolidWorks or send them an email and they say, John Doe, here you are. Worldwide network. He has a CSWP. He's a certified SolidWorks professional. This is an instant in to higher manufacturing. That's something that you can go for to put you in the workforce and keep you there. But if you want to go one step or two steps better, the same people, solid professors that teach you how to use SolidWorks, they got other software that teach you how to, other teaching tutorials. You want to go for CAD CAM, CamWorks, those two teaching tutorials, plus a CSWP, SolidWorks Professional License, the three of those together, and whammo bammo, when you step in the front office of a place like here in Detroit, Roche Racing, a lot of people might have heard of that if they're into zoomy cars and whatnot. When you're in the office, they say, hey Bill, who we got out there in the back 40? Anybody near retirement? Yeah, Joe Smith out back there. He's not going to retire. Well, can we push him out the door, give him a little package and send him on his way? Because we got this guy in here and he knows SolidWorks backwards, forwards, and sides. He got CSWP and he's got CAD CAM and he's got machining expertise. He can load up any kind of machine we have. We want him. And that's what will happen in that scenario, folks. This is how you use this system, and people are going to be tripping over themselves to help you. And if you're in an impoverished area code where there's high crime everywhere, there's still going to be people looking for you. And they're not necessarily just going to be business people. There's empowerment groups. I can find you any city, punch it in my search bar. I'm going to give you a couple of for instances. I can find a black empowerment group in Boston, of all places. Crime like crazy in Boston. I can find you a black empowerment group in Philadelphia, one in Detroit, all over the place. These people are going to be tripping over themselves to help one of their own, to achieve a little bit of hardware, a little bit of software. They'll be able to read your individual video recording resume and say, hey, this guy needs help. He's made a couple steps already. All we got to do is give him this and give him that, and we're going to get bragging rights. And guess what? Right there on the site, companies that contribute in an area code, just drop down, whammo bammo, you can see what each one does. So, money will come in from all kinds of sources. This is not just a stimulus plan. 501c, church groups, donate computers every day of the week. Usually to impoverished people. But 501cs, they may want bragging rights too. So, and they want PR. So they're going to contribute to this site. Also, you have corporations. I can name you a few right off the tap of the bat here. Let's look at BP, the oil spill guys. Remember down there in the Gulf Coast? They got a commercial on every single day of the week trying to tell you what